folks. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and just popping in here this evening because we're going to do a little chit-chatting about why cool flowers are so significant to grow for your flower farming business, and literally how it can just be it can change your flower farming business, right? So why grow cool flowers is what I'm just going to go through. I have notes, y'all, because I do not want to miss one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys. So why grow cool flowers, right? So first off, cool flowers are cool season hardy annuals, and they do not only just survive cool to cold conditions, they thrive. That's their jam, y'all. And who are some of the flowers that we're talking about? Some of the most beloved, right? We're talking bells of Ireland, sweet peas, snapdragons, poppies, larkspur. I mean, just some of the most coveted spring bloomers. And when they're planted at the proper time, y'all, they not only bloom earlier, they have more stems, they grow taller, they're more disease and pest resistant, they are just generally more abundant. And that's all because they're super well established when you plant them following what we call the cool flower concept. And friends, I'll probably say this several times. I did not make this up. I just rekindled an old practice, and it became called cool flowers. The quality of cool season hardy annuals when you plant them at the proper time in your garden and farm is unsurpassable by any other planting. And I find that most growers just kind of like tread water on this because it's kind of an awkward time to plant, and they think, oh, what the heck, I'll just pass on it. Friends, I'm telling you, you do not know what you're actually missing. And the only reason I figured this out when I launched my flower farming business back in 1998, and it's still true today, I cannot have any greenhouses or any hoop houses. I'm in the middle of the city. My city won't allow it, right? So I had to kind of like figure out and push the limits. So everything I'm talking about is actually growing outdoors in the field. And the lion's share of cool flowers actually bloom in spring, friends. And you do know that is the highest demand season of the year. And here's one of the things that I just want people to be really aware of. Cool flowers is a low investment, high return opportunity. We start most of them, almost all of them, well, all of them are started from seed, right? And again, I have no greenhouses because I can hear people saying, well, you can do that because you have greenhouses or hoop houses. Friends, everything we talk about and teach about in cool flowers is growing them outdoors, in the field. And that's not just doable. They don't just kind of make it. It is highly successful, and I've been doing it for over 2 decades. And so literally, I want you to just stop and think about what's blooming on your farm in spring. Spring for me, I'm here in Virginia. I'm in zone 8A. My last frost date is mid-April as a comparison. And for me, April, May, and June is when it's high cotton and cool flowers. What's blooming on your farm in April and in May? You just can't imagine the doors that are open to you that early in the season because it is the highest demand season it's the easiest time to sell cut flowers, y'all. I mean, there's really no selling involved at that point. The industry is so hungry for cut flowers. And early blooms lead to more than just flowers, friends. As a flower farmer, it leads to early cash flow. And while that is undoubtedly incredibly desirable, the other thing it does, cool flowers set you up for the season with customers. Whether that means you're walking in the back door of a florist shop, or at a farmer's market, you're delivering there, supermarkets, bouquet subscriptions. The early bird truly gets the worm, y'all. Who do you think has the best relationship with their florist? The first people they're buying from of the season, particularly when you're sweeping them off their feet. So cool flowers not only are some of the most luscious flowers. You know, I mean, think Iceland poppies and bells of Ireland and fragrant sweet peas. But to be the first one in and offering that quality, you know, I think that the flowers are significant, but think about connecting with your customers so much earlier and building that early relationship. I mean, that's the big deal at the farmer's market, right? The first booth that is loaded with flowers, that customer always thinks of them first. Cool Flowers really plays a big part of that. And friends, I want to just mention that I believe after building is it 26 or 27 years? I can't even remember. A career of successful flower farming, I grow 99% annuals. That's very unusual. Most people go on to grow a bunch of other stuff. I just never moved past that. And why was that? Because it was low investment, high return. And I find that the simple successes, people question them. They just don't believe it's true. And Cool Flowers is definitely a poster child for that. So for me, I launched my flower farming career with Cool Flowers. I didn't call them Cool Flowers back then. First garden I ever planted was in the fall of 1998. And the spring following that, I walked into my very first flower shop with sweet peas, rocket snapdragons, royal mixed sweet peas, Indian summer rudbeckia, and a sweet William that I can't remember the name of, that they don't have any, that we can't find anymore. Anyway, went in there and swept him off his feet. He bought everything I grew for that very first year. Walking into a flower shop in spring is the easiest, simplest time to actually sell your flowers, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot in selling involved if you're growing quality. So when you grow and plant Cool Flowers at the proper time for your farm or garden, whether that be fall or very early spring, you just won't imagine how they thrive, and how I actually find that Cool Season Hardy Annuals, when you do plant them at the proper time, are some of the easiest flowers to care for. I mean, they're blooming during the season when pest pressure is lower. You don't worry about irrigating quite as much because the ground just doesn't dry out as long as you give them those great conditions. So let's just look at the different resources. So I wrote Cool Flowers 10 years ago. It's still available, still is relevant, but there's more information now. So we came out earlier this year. I co-created along with Lane Angelo, who is my co-host on Seed Talk. I mean, and y'all just love her. She is the seed manager here at the Gardener's Workshop. And Seed Talk has become this amazing podcast, right? And Lane built this course based on what the questions that we just hear over and over and over again, right? And so the course includes the Cool Flowers framework. That's like what keeps you really in your lane. And it also includes the troubleshooting, which is what she gets such a high dose of, right? Having people reaching out. And it includes 36 flower profiles, which include video demonstrations, plus seed sowing and stage to harvest and where you make the cut. And here's the special offer, which is why I'm on here talking to you about it. We have extended the special offer of giving my bonus training, which is called Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. We've extended it for 2 days. For today, which is August 5th through August 6th, 12 midnight. What that means is when you purchase the course, Cool Flowers, from seed to harvest, you get this bonus training. And I'm going to tell you what's in the course in just a minute. I want to tell you first about my bonus training. But even before that, if you would like to have a sneak peek inside the course, you can comment COOL, COOL here, and that will DM you the link to request the video of one of the featured flowers, and it's the Rudbeckia family. Rudbeckias are a huge cash crop for us. We grow about 8 or 9 different varieties, and we want you to have a little look inside. So you comment COOL, and we will DM that to you, right? So I want to tell you first about my bonus training. It's called Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. And friends, I just absolutely loved building this bonus training. It's kind of how, it's all of the results of me living with cool flowers for all these years. Because if you've never done cool season growing, it is incredibly different than warm season. I mean, the drainage issue and the irrigating, and there's just a lot of different stuff. So I created Mastering Cool Flowers, which is my advanced maintenance techniques on beds, mulching, pathways, and more importantly, weed prevention. If you're like me, that was the most amazing surprise that I had the first year that I grew cool flowers, and actually it happened for probably 3 or 4 years before I really got a handle on it, is weeds do grow in the winter, y'all. They're called cool season hardy annual weeds. And so I tackle that in this master training, as well as there's demonstration and instructions for how I build lightweight low tunnels. And I demonstrate all that on video, 100-foot bed, showing you how I do it by myself, which is the way I prefer to build tunnels, as well as not only applying one lightweight row cover, I actually demonstrate the second one and why and when you should do that, as well as what I call my sun cap. That is how I cool off cool season hardy annual beds. And then lastly, friends, the master training includes my we're calling it Lisa's hand-drawn plans. I did a little art, y'all, because I find, first off, succession planting is the secret to success for whether you're a flower farmer, a vegetable farmer, an herb farmer. Succession planting, even as a home gardener, right? That is your secret to success. I find that most people, if not all people, so overcomplicate the succession plan. It's why people don't succession plant. I mean, I am an incredible succession planter now. And what I've done is I hand drew a 30-bed plan on my farm going through spring, summer, fall, and winter. Now, we're not talking about plant lists. We're talking about the big picture, showing you how to integrate cool season and warm season hardy annuals. And I absolutely loved making it for that. And that is part of the Mastering Cool Flowers. And it's only available with the purchase of this course during this launch period. So let's talk about the course just for a minute. So first off, Lane is an amazing course designer. And I mean, if you've listened to Seed Talk, it's her through and through on this course. And I'm just so proud and pleased with it, friends. So she has set it up into 6 classes. Right? I'm going to go through that. So the first class is the basics. It's like the framework of cool flowers, drilled down in easy, quick bites to take it. Talks about when you plant and succession planting. It's like an overview of that. That's the first class. The second class is all about seed starting that is pertinent to cool season hardy annuals, right? That's like soil blocks versus plug trays, cool season seed growing tips, hardening off, which is really a struggle for some people, as well as what size are the transplants when you plant them out. I mean, these are all questions that we just get over and over, and we have made a class out of them to just go deep, as well as a direct sowing demonstration. Then there's also a class on growing and harvesting that includes bed prep, tips, row cover basics, to pinch or not to pinch transplants, flower support netting, fertilization, irrigation, where to make the cut, and I even do a session, y'all, on a cooler. Cool season hardy annuals really appreciate a little bit of cold temperatures. So we talk about a cooler. And then she's also put together an entire class that is frequently asked questions and troubleshooting, and we address all of those questions that the frequent flyers, the ones we hear over, we broke it into 3 different sessions. There's a seed starting troubleshooting, a timing, that means when you plant, timing and growing troubleshooting, and then harvesting and conditioning. And friends, the last 2 classes are all the flowers. So there's 36 cool season hardy annuals featured in this course. And the first class, class 5, is the direct direct sown flowers. So we broke the flowers up by what's preferred to be direct sown in the garden and then what those are that prefer to be transplanted. And both of these groups have video demonstrations in the field, seed sowing, growing tips, where you make the cut, when you make the cut, what's too early, what's too late, what is the perfect bloom for every individual flowers. I'm telling you, friends, it just answers all your questions marks, and it is an incredible confidence booster. That's what we hear from people. It's like, here, reading it is one thing, watching it and seeing it in action, where to make the cuts, what stage should they be in, and is just an amazing transformation for people, right? So how much does the course cost? The course is $349, and there's nobody that values that more than me, and $349 is a lot of money, but it is a BB in the Astrodome, if you're a flower farmer, as to the return that you're going to gain from what's in this course. I kid you not. It will change your business. And when you purchase it now before midnight, August 6th, you're going to also get my bonus training of Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. And that's not available any other way. Now, to tell you just a little bit about our courses and a little bit more about this course. So your course, all of our online courses are lifetime unlimited access. That means as long as we have internet and you have a device and know your login, you log in and there's your courses are there. You can watch the classes over and over. The course is broken out that you can go in and go straight to the Rudbeckia, straight to the Snapdragon, straight to the Sweet William, whatever it is that you're looking for, right? And so this comprehensive course just puts it all in one place. And when you buy our courses, we have a phone app. So you can watch it on your phone, you can watch it on a tablet, you can watch it on a laptop or a desktop. You can also listen to the classes as a podcast. You know, you can have your phone in your pocket and listen to the classes as your podcast. This course, the Cool Flower from Seed to Harvest, is loaded with beautiful imagery and videography, with real life demonstrations, and all the information you need to sow, grow, and harvest these 36 Cool Season Hardy annuals. And I will tell you this, once you become equipped through these courses and the bonus training of the Cool Flower concept, and you do it, you know, we don't recommend that you start all 36 this year. You know, you start out with 5 or 10, and then guess what? Next year, when you want to add more, you have your course to go back and watch that specific flower, right? So this is going to really become your go-to source. And so who is this course for? It's for flower farmers, aspiring flower farmers, passionate home gardeners, and flower lovers at all levels. This is the only course of its kind, y'all. And it includes 56 video sessions, 36 flowers covered, and there's 9 printable handouts. And you know, I mean, I'm just going to be talking about this and talking about this and talking about it because I feel like, particularly if you're a flower farmer, you just don't know what you're missing. Even if you do have houses, why not make the most of your field space instead of using your high dollar house space when there's so much you can grow out in the field? And again, friends, it's not just, they don't just survive, they thrive in these conditions. So you can comment cool here and it'll DM you the link to request the free session that you can actually watch. We want you to see it because guess what, friends? We offer a money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And we do that because we know you're going to love it. And so you can watch the session, go inside, check it out, and that's just a little taste. There's 35 other flowers, plus all the framework. And then when you purchase it by tomorrow night, August 6, 2024, you also get Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques of me sharing all those things that I do to just enhance growing the Cool Season Hardy annuals. There is also a 1 or a 2 pay option. You can pay is $349 one pay, or a two-pay of $180, and you get the bonus no matter which one of those you actually choose. So, we have some frequently asked questions that we've been hearing since this offer's going on. And so one of them is, will the concepts in this course even work in my region or in my zone? And friends, here's the bottom line. Almost everybody, if you're in the deep tropics, let's just say in South America, that's questionable. But most everybody can plant cool flowers. It's the fact that we all plant them on different timing that makes them so awkward. That's why so many people don't know about this. And again, I didn't make this up. I rekindled this from old books, y'all, back in the pre-1960s, right? I just brought it out and highlighted people. Growers and farmers and gardeners all over the world have been practicing this now. Cool Flowers, my book, came out 10 years ago, and it is now in the mainstream. And that's why we brought out this course, to just usher more people in to have this amazing success with this family of flowers. Do not pass them off. They are the opportunity to actually change your flower farming business. I return. And so something else that folks ask is, how is this course different from the information? Phone just say I've got, wait a minute, y'all. I thought I was plugged in here. Why? Huh? Wait a minute, y'all. I'm just getting some power. Now it's charging. My goodness, we have had a technology day around here. All right. So certainly the information in the book is the framework, the basics where you jump off. But there is additional information, additional flowers, as well as, and friends, the videos are what set apart from the book. I don't know about you, but seeing something done and in action just takes away all the question marks. The confidence building, right? That's like being alongside me in the garden. Literally, it's me out in the garden doing the harvesting, talking about the growing, with Lane asking me the same questions for every single flower, so that you have all of the information. So somebody asked, what's the course actually like? Will I enjoy learning on an online format? And I totally get this question. My first online course, which I guess was like 8 or 9 years ago, I had no idea what to expect. And that's why we want you to watch the free session. And so you can comment cool here, and we will DM you the link to request the free session. It's the Rudbeckia session, y'all. It is gorgeous. And that is just a tip of the iceberg of the 35 other flowers that are featured in the course, as well as those 4 other classics: the basics, the seed starting, the growing and harvesting, and something else. The frequently asked questions and the troubleshooting and the growing and harvesting. So that session that we want you to watch is like a little peek inside of what's in there. And again, the course is $349 and it's on sale. You get immediate access. But when you purchase it by tomorrow night, which is August 6th, you are also going to get my bonus training, which is Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. And this is, again, another video-based it's like a class, right? And I dive into my advanced maintenance techniques for cool flower beds, including mulching, pathways, weed prevention strategies, as well as I demonstrate and instruct on building a low tunnel with lightweight row cover, why I use one layer, why I use a second layer, and then also I demonstrate how I install the sun cap, which is what I put on my beds in the fall to help cool the beds down. As well as, y'all, I really stepped out of my box. I am not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, but I did some hand drawings of the big picture plan of my farm of 30 beds going through spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is not a planting list, y'all. It is a big picture of how you integrate cool season and warm season together, right? And that's, I want to just say, and I know I've probably already said it here, succession planting is the secret to success for flower farmers, vegetable farmers, and herb farmers. The succession, and I find after teaching for 25 years, it is the number one thing that we are totally confused over because we do so much detail that we just get overwhelmed and just don't do it. Friends, I am telling you, my plan in this Mastering Cool Flowers is going to give you that 30,000 foot view of how it works, and it's going to allow you to then niche down. And I just was so excited to include this in this free bonus training called Mastering Cool Flowers, Expert Tips and Techniques. And so that will only be available through tomorrow night, right? So friends, again, you can comment cool here, and we will DM you the link to request the free peek inside the course. It'll be the Rudbeckia session. There are 35 other flower sessions, plus 4 other teaching sessions inside this course. Plus, when you buy it before tomorrow night, you get the Mastering Cool Flowers. So friends, I am going to wrap it up here. And I just want to say to everybody, there is a payment plan. You can see it on the page. We have a money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you. And I'm telling you, Cool Flowers will flip your business because they're low investment, high return. They bloom in the highest demand season, y'all. It's the easiest time of the year to sell flowers. And when you nail planting cool season hardy annuals for your garden and your farm, they are some of the easiest care to take care of, right? So I see somebody, this would be an amazing add-on to your basic school. Oh, for sure. This would definitely, this is not, so Flower Farming School, which is what one of my students, I believe, just mentioned. Flower Farming School covers all the things of starting a flower farming business, right? It doesn't have a deep, deep dive on any particular growing family. It covers everything from building a garden to building the farm, starting the business, what to grow, who to sell to, how to seed start commercially, and how to harvest and condition, right? So this course is a definite benefit for Flower Farming School. I mean, friends, anyway. So I am going to call it a night here. I just want everybody to know the offer has been extended 2 days. I would love for you to come inside this course and get my free Mastering Cool Flowers Expert Tips and Advice. Expert tips and techniques, y'all. I'm tired. And I would love to see how it will change your flower farming business. Or if you're a home gardener, I will tell you one other little thing before I jump off here. You know, for you home gardeners and avid gardeners, this is the family that if you're going to have a spring garden tour on your at your home, here in Virginia, we have what's called Historic Garden Week, which is the largest open house in America. It's an amazing thing. This is the family of flowers that is blooming all over Virginia in spring, because it's normally at the end of April. And these are the flowers that if you have spring tours, that will, you will be the envy of everybody, y'all, because you have naturally blooming stuff instead of running out and buying some blooming stuff at the nursery, right? So friends, until we meet again, check it out, comment cool, and we'll DM you the request to get the free session to have a peek inside. Ciao.